This is one half of a mold for a whiskey flask, and the flask standing next to it is, in fact, an original 1820s flask that was made in that mold. There are almost no molds in existence today which date from the 19th century because they were all melted down in scrap drives during the Civil War and World War I and other times when metal was expensive and desirable. In fact, that mold was found on a riverbank in Connecticut about 20 years ago, and we feel very fortunate to have it and glad that it was saved because that's one way we can demonstrate how they were used. This is half a mold. There would have been another half with the decoration for the other side of the flask, and the glass blower inserted the gather of glass into the mold, closed the mold, blew, and once the molten glass had taken on both the shape and the pattern, the mold was opened, and in a minute or so the bottle was cool sufficiently that it could be taken off the blowpipe and annealed. One of the reasons I think that there's only half a mold is because this particular design commemorates Lafayette's visit to the United States in 1824. He toured the eastern part of the country and was feted everywhere he went, and lots of souvenirs were made commemorating that visit. But after Lafayette had gone home, this particular glass factory altered one side of the mold and made a flask which had Lafayette on one side and a Governor, DeWitt Clinton, on the other side. So I think this half a mold was discarded at the time when it was no longer needed.